Hello and welcome to the video on the plans for your triangle game. I am going to try and share my screen, and we are going to look at this a different way. If you've already watched the nail art video, everything is backwards, and that is because I'm sharing on the projector and it's coming through my screen, but we're going to try doing it this way. So you guys should be seeing this screen now and everything is upright. Okay. For your triangle game, the next steps that you guys are going to be doing, or what we've done so far, is you had a template like this. Our name should be filled in, and we are working on the triangle game on this one, so we should have triangle game under the assignment. Your scale is still 1:1 if you have this section on your template. If you don't, that's fine. And whatever period you're in, and then the date that you started the plans. If you don't remember what day we started, that's fine. Go ahead and fill in today's date. But this title block should be filled in. If it's not, let's make sure we get that taken care of. All right. Once you moved on from your template, we drew a rectangle as a class. The outside of the rectangle should have been 7 inches across, so from side to side. And it was 5.5 inches tall. So top to bottom, 5.5 inches tall. And then we had that 1/2 inch border on the inside. So once we drew that rectangle, this is what we ended up with. So our rectangle is 7 inches across. And then our inside rectangle was 6 inches. And then if we look at it going height-wise, it's 5.5 tall, or 4.5 for the working area. Okay, so this border becomes the edge that we are going to route, and we don't want to put any of our design inside that edge. Otherwise, it gets cut off with the router when we put that fancy design on there. Once you have done this, you are pretty much done with the hard design work on the triangle game. The next step is to get one of the template tracing, the dot tracing templates that I have, and it looks like this. This one is a laminated sheet. There is a paper sheet as well. Once you have this paper sheet or the laminated sheet, you are going to lay it on top of your plans and decide where you want that triangle. So I can kind of see the shape of my box through this paper. You guys may not be able to see it on the computer screen, kind of. Then you see the faint line right here of where those edges are at. I'm going to decide where I want my triangle game at, and I kind of want it down in the bottom corner so that I can do a design on the other side. Once I have this place where I want it, I am going to trace each of those holes that are in the template. So I'm using a pencil. You could use a pen if you want. Make sure that if you're using a pen, you're keeping your paper still so it's not moving on you. Okay, once I take this away, some of my dots are pretty faint, so I'm going to make them a little bit darker so it's easier to see. All right, so there is your design for your triangle game. That will be where you drill your holes at, okay? You don't need to do any other work with the hole pattern for your plans. You are going to be able to use this exact pattern, take it over to the drill press, and you'll be able to drill right through these holes. We actually won't be drilling. You'll use a tool called a scratch-awl, and a scratch-awl will poke a hole in this and mark the holes for you on your block of wood so that you don't have to worry about doing it with a drill press or getting any other tracing paper or anything like that. So this will be as far as you need to go with the design for your triangle game, dealing with the patterns for where the holes go. Okay. The next step that you need to do for your triangle game is you are required to use the laser engraver with this project. We don't use the laser engraver for the nail art project just because we don't want the laser, the carriage for the laser to run into the nails. So we only use that laser engraver for our triangle game. And I want you guys to kind of sketch what you want to engrave on your project. So I've seen people do football teams, basketball teams. I've seen them do logos for a ballerina dancer or a horse or their name, a graduation date, a birth date. Anything you can think of, pretty much, we can engrave with that laser engraver. So I'm just going to say that I want to do my last name up here at the top. So I'm going to write my last name big up here at the top, kind of showing how much room I want it to take up. So I want it to stretch out that whole space up there. And then down here on the bottom, me and my husband have a couple of chickens, and I love chickens, so I'm not even going to really attempt to draw a chicken. But I'm going to draw a chicken down here and give it a little chicken wing and a couple little feet. And I want to laser engrave a chicken on my project. Okay, that would be one thing that we could do. You can fill your board, you can make it smaller, you can do multiple designs. If you want to put another date over here, you can put a date. 2018 was when I got married, so I'm going to put 2018 on there. And I'm just sketching out what I want the laser engraver to do for my project. Okay. Once you are done with that, you are done with the design portion for your triangle game. The next step would be to actually get our block of wood, which we will do next week when I get back from the conference. This is what I want you to complete for now, are your 2 sets of plans. So the one for your triangle game and the one for the nail art. And then we will be in the shop next week working on these. So we need to have our plans done. Thank you for watching all of the directions, and I hope you have fun designing what you want to do for your projects. I will see you next week.